Hey everybody, how you doing? I am about to post a video that is going to be very easy for some trolls out there to try to dismiss or discredit, but I thought it was necessary to explain part of the auto mobbing and harassing that goes on, and how these people will set you up for situations that um, they'll have a police officer nearby at the point where you're finally going to react. So they will antagonize you for long periods of time, but really heavy over short periods of time. So, like the last 3 days, since I've been putting out some new interviews, some more videos documenting, recording these people with their standard operating procedures, like how they have whenever you go into a convenience store, they've got a red car sitting in the corner with a person on their cell phone repeatedly, and I keep documenting that over and over and over. And I've got like a loop of them that I can show. Like how many red cars sit in corners in parking lots. Of course now they'll probably change the color, but anyway, um, these things are patterns, and they're very noticeable, and they're intentional to harass you and antagonize you. So like I said, over the last 3 days, I've lost track of how many accidents I've almost gotten in that I've had to avoid. Were not my fault. Just for example, real quick, coming home the other night, driving behind a guy. He was bright lighting me. I got over. I let him by. I got behind him. I'm driving. The light turns yellow. Immediately, the guy slams on his brakes. I have to slam on my brakes. I almost hit him. Um, there's a whole bunch of them. Anyway, so that's been happening a lot over the last 3 days, and I'm just trying to get to different places so I can get things for my business and live life, right? So this was on the way to. I was going to stop at this swap meet right here, which you see this liquor store over here to the left. There's a little swap meet that I like to go to, and I can find stuff out there sometimes for my eBay store. So I was going to stop in there, and I was going to head out to another shop a couple miles out after that. I talked about where I was going before I left, uh, and as I'm driving down Buckeye, this road that I'm on right here, 3 trucks pass me. 2 of them are red. The third one is gray. This is a pattern that I have noticed over and over and over. It'll usually be 2 red cars and another different color car behind them. And then they've been using bright blue cars a lot too. So they usually be teams of, like, I don't know, it seems like 4 or 5 people. Or if they're just surrounding you while you're driving, there'll be a lot more. There'll be like 10, 12, something like that around you all at one time. And then, now this isn't everybody driving on the road. I notice normal traffic as well. Um, I point out this odd stuff, but I also observe that there are people acting perfectly normal, driving perfectly fine. They're not involved in these orchestrated driving skits that are causing chaos on the road. So I'm going to remind you, this is after 3 days of complete antagonization on the road, almost getting in accidents. And then I noticed these guys were doing the same thing that people have done to me at this intersection over and over and over. They'll pull up, they'll have plenty of time to go, they won't go, and then one guy will go, and then they'll hit their brakes, and then, there's no natural flow. And then there'll be a car just far enough down to give them like a reason to say, if I pull in here to the swap meet and I say something to him like, "Hey, why don't you go, man? When it's perfectly clear, they're for days," something like that. They'd say, "Oh, well, that car was gonna run into me." It's tough to explain that part. Anyway, the timing is like military precision on these skits. Really, these people practice. They have to practice this. All right, so I'm just going to play this, and this is something that's happened to me at this intersection a million times, where they slow you up and then they stop with plenty of car lengths in front of them for absolutely no reason and get you to stick out in the intersection. Now, this time there were no cars coming, but all kinds of people pull out of this liquor store. And, you know, traffic travels really fast down this road. You know, people drive like 70 down this road past me. Um, all right, so here's this little skit that they've pulled about 100 times on me, and this is the time they finally got me to react. And I'm just gonna warn you. There's a little language here. I told this that, well, yeah, if you don't like the F word, stop watching. Foul language alert. Um, but trust me, anyone that has gone through this for this long and then going through these surges of auto mobbing for, you know, like a week straight, you're going to tell somebody to knock it off.
Yeah, this is how they do it. They act like they're gonna go. They go real fast and they slam on their brakes at the last second, and just go real slow, make you wait. So we got three trucks in a row. This guy, look at this guy.
Right? And
Fuck you, motherfucker! Fucking knock it off! That guy. No, you didn't see what he just did. I got it all on video. He's fucking harassing me. He's a gang stalker. You can look me up online. You know who I am. Why don't you fucking pull me over?
so I'm tired of these people at this point. These police officers, not every single one of them, and that's the thing. It's like they want you to say, you know, fuck the police, and that's not the road I'm going down. No pun intended. That's not how I feel at all. But the ones that are involved in this, yeah, those people are criminals. For you to allow citizens to stalk and harass other citizens and then be complicit in it and then be involved in it and be involved in these street theater skits, yeah, you're a terrible person. And talk to you anytime. So actually, and I'll upload this other video next. On my way back, this shop that I went out to, stopped in there. On my way back, there was 2 police officers in cruisers sitting on the side of the road at the intersection. Both of them are out of their cruisers and they're just talking. As soon as I get to them, they both go to their vehicles really quick, like they're running to their car, like they're gonna get in and they're gonna chase after me, like they're trying to get me to run or something like that. So I just keep driving normally, you know, and of course I'm filming them. Just waiting for them to pull me over and be like, what's the issue? Would you like to talk to me about this? And I can explain to you exactly how this works, how organized stalking and harassment works. We can watch a few videos together. You know, I can show you guys some proof, and then maybe you can help me instead of being involved in this. So, you know, that's where I'm at right now. I'm sick of these people, and I'm not putting up with it anymore, and I'm going to keep documenting until they stop. Or they put me away in prison, or which is their goal. So I just shut up, or they kill me. I don't know. I don't feel like they're gonna do that right now, but you never know. All kinds of people have been found hung from their doorknobs. So
Cop just happened to be there. Interesting. So you notice how they placed the cop right there because they know that I'm going to say something to these people? I'm glad I got that. See, if there was really an issue, that lady would have pulled me over. But she knows that I would have questioned her. She knows that I would have explained exactly what's going on, and they don't want to hear it. They just want to fuck with me.
All right, that's it. So, yeah, I actually uploaded this video to YouTube, made it private, and then I narrated it with QuickTime. Thought that would work because I didn't have the cable for my computer transfer the video, so I had to figure something else out. You get good at that when you're a targeted individual, figuring out two or three different ways to try to do something. That's a whole nother talk show. I just wanted to put this on here to document one of the instances that I've dealt with, and they finally got me to yell at somebody again, and you know, but it's part of this, and I don't mind the trolls saying something like, "Oh, well, look at that temper you have." You know, if you want to talk about a temper, we blow people up at weddings in other countries. You know, there are way worse people out there than me yelling "fuck you" at a stalker. So keep that in mind while you're trying to call me crazy and delusional, and all I'm doing is documenting organized stalking and harassment. And then do some research if you have not already done your research. If you're not a targeted individual watching this video, you know, it's what I've started telling people. You should think I'm crazy. You should think that this is really weird. You should wonder why anybody would want to do this. Who would take the effort? What would, but there's an answer, and we've provided a lot of information uh, to you getting that answer. And when I say we, there's a lot of targeted individuals that have been working on figuring this out, and we're real close. I'm hoping after January 1st, we will see some real change, not the old change that we were told. All right. Everybody have a great day. And I eventually will figure out how to stop this video. There we go.